Hey guys, before you listen to today's episode, there's a few things you can do to actually help our channel grow and expand. The first thing you can do is subscribe. You click the subscribe button and the bell next to it so that you get notifications whenever we release new episodes.
And be sure to like our videos because that helps other people find our videos and helps our channel grow.
And the last thing you can do is comment. You saw something or listened to something on the video you enjoyed, comment. We read the comments and we respond.
And if there's anything you want to hear, add it to the comments and maybe it'll be on our next episode.
With that being said, enjoy today's episode. Hey guys, welcome back to the 504 podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and I'm here with my good friend, Erica. Erica, how are you today?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain. I'm good. I never can complain. Whenever somebody says, how are you? I always go, I'm good. I can't complain. I mean, I can complain, but, people are dying out here.
Exactly. Nobody really wants to hear a complaint anyway.
Some people do. Some people love to hear other people complain just so they can feel better about themselves. Yeah.
Oh, I need to find those people then because I can a lot.
I've had friends that would always complain about stuff, and then you just go, all right, well, I hope that works out. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, you're like, I just asked her just to be nice.
Do you
I got feel.
Do you ever tell someone you're going to call them back with no intentions of ever calling them back?
I'll just say we'll talk soon, or we'll talk later or something. Yeah, I guess that's the same thing.
Yo, let me call you back. Then you never call them back. I guess you can do that as an adult. So we have a lot of topics we want to discuss on this episode. So we're going to be removing the top 3 from this week. Yes, we're removing the top 3. It'll be back next week, but
if there's any top 3s that you want to hear, be sure you add them to the comments. Happy to.
So first and foremost, iPhone 12. Are you getting it?
No, my phone's not up for renewal, so I'm not getting it.
What iPhone do you have?
The XR. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think it was the iPhone 10 or the iPhone X, and then the XR came out, and then the 11 Pro came out, and then how many years is your contract that you're not up for a renewal and you got the XR?
I think 3. So I'm still paying it off.
Erica, that's the American way. You just make payments on things. Just pay it off, just like this. Here's $900. Done.
Yeah, I know. But what do? I really don't even want an iPhone. I really couldn't care less. I just need a phone to make phone calls.
So why don't you get you a flip phone? That's what the rich people have. They have flip phones.
Yeah, right. I should go back to
so that way you can hang up on someone like this. And another thing, don't call me anymore.
And then slam it.
And just slam the phone closed.
Instead, I'm like this. I'm like on my phone. Nobody can see this, but you're like hitting it real hard, and you can't get the phone to end. And you're like.
Sometimes I'm trying to answer my phone, and it's not recognizing that I'm sliding the button. I'm like, come on, answer. That ever happened to you?
Yes.
I'm like, no.
Yeah, my phone has been glitchy lately. I don't know. I feel like it's going crazy. Maybe they want me to get the iPhone 12.
Yeah, they're switching over to the 12, so they gotta start glitching you out.
This 12, what is it about this 12? Should we go out and buy it?
Well, the reason why I brought it up is one of the big issues that some people are having is it's not going to be shipped out with any accessories. So you know how normal iPhones come with the headphones.
Yeah.
I don't know how long ago they stopped the headphones, but they come with the charging wire, the power brick, all of those things that are included in the box. This one's supposed to have none of that.
Why?
Apple is saying that they want to reduce the waste that comes from it because they say most people already have multiple wires and phone bricks. So they figure if you already have it, don't include it, and then they can, charge you less money for it. So it'll keep costs down, it'll keep waste down, and they say it's going to be a really pretty box.
Oh, to throw away.
I don't know. I have my boxes.
You have for what?
I don't know. I save boxes.
Oh boy, that would be kind of nice though. You could wrap them up in something like nice paper and then use them to stack furniture, not furniture, like stuff in your house. Like if you wanted to have different levels of if you were like in accessorizing or whatever. I don't
like
know.
like a nitsy, needy person, like someone who's neat and like they can find cool uses
Yeah, like
for
no, like
garbage.
people who have like decorative shelves and they want to like stagger things like candle holders and stuff, and those boxes would work for it for like different height variations and stuff.
I don't
No,
know. I don't
okay,
know. It's just sitting in a closet somewhere with the original wire and power brick inside, in case I ever need another one.
okay.
Because
So you're
I take the phone out and then just turn it on. Yeah, it was good, and I use wireless charging for the most
oh
part. I don't like
no,
having a wire inside the phone. I like the wireless charging, the way it looks. Just put it there and it's there. It's
no,
working. It's charging.
I plug it in.
But you're not
Can't.
gonna get the iPhone 12.
No, probably not. I'll just get whatever's next after the XR. I'm a little behind the times.
Well, the XR after the XR was the 11. Well, no, it was the
Oh,
11 Pro. So that's what they're doing. Also, they're separating the children from the broke people and the expensive people. So you can have an iPhone 11 that only has two cameras, but the iPhone 11 Pro has three cameras. They want you to know. It's sort of like what car companies do.
that's
It's
stupid.
like you have the
So
base model,
my daughter's was just up for renewal, and she got the small version, the S
the
something.
SE.
Yes, yeah, like the old school one.
Yeah. So they
She
have
didn't
that
know
version coming out again as well.
she wanted that round button. I missed that little round
Oh, the
button.
home button.
Yes, the home button, the round button.
I don't miss the home button so much.
I do. I miss it.
I only miss the home button when I'm like multitasking and doing DoorDash, but we'll get into that when I discuss DoorDash.
So I don't know. You think it's going to be a good seller because they're not including any accessories?
Well, they're always good sellers. I think it's what's on the inside of the phone that matters for most people.
Yeah, it's going to have 5G connectivity. That's the big problem.
Yeah, we're gonna all get coronavirus from the 5G. Remember that when coronavirus first came out and everyone was saying it's the 5G, it's radiation poisoning. That's
That's
why it started in China.
yeah, exactly right. 5G connectivity and no ear pods. That's crazy. I need ear pods.
You don't need them, and if you need them, you probably already own them.
Well, you know what? I had my phone for like a year and didn't realize that. I thought they gave me the old ear pods that you plug in.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why bother? You know, and all of a sudden I'm on the train. We're going to New York and we're on the subway and I see some lady. I'm like, wait a minute, her ear pods plug into a little hole in the bottom?
Yeah, but they're not AirPods. Don't
Well,
confuse AirPods with like
earbuds.
earphones, earbuds. Yeah,
Yeah. So I was like, wow, let me pull that out of my box that I kept it in. And I was like, this is so cool. But whatever. I
I
came
don't.
from the 6. Oh, no, I think I had an 8. No, I had a 6S Plus. So this is a big upgrade for me.
Anybody who uses wires on their earphones, I judge them secretly in my head.
Okay.
Whenever
I
I see
like
the wire dangling from your ear to your phone, I judge you.
I like it.
It's like a typewriter versus a computer. It's like, what are you doing? All right, so you have any guilty pleasures? Anything that you can do for hours, and then you realize you've been doing it for hours?
Yes, I scroll on social media. That could take up my entire day between Instagram and Facebook. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a pleasure, but it's kind of addictive.
It can be.
Yeah. And then I'm on Twitter and then I'm back and forth and then somebody else pops up on my feed and I have to see what mostly Instagram.
I removed a
But
lot of celebrities for that reason because I would just scroll and scroll and scroll. But now
mm,
because I only have people on social media that I know with very few celebrities, I'll scroll into the point where I'm like, I've seen this picture before. That means I've seen everything.
yeah, I'm watching more or less the stories because I follow a lot of those influencers. So for me, it's more like shopping.
We have to get on influencers one day. When we talk about the podcast episodes, when we get off and we talk about next week's episodes, I'm going to be talking about influencers and how they have an impact on today's children without even realizing it, and they're
Oh, yeah.
indoctrinating them.
Yeah, but they have an impact on me. So it's sort of like cathartic because I can shop without being so impulsive because then, I'll save whatever I want it to buy and then I forget about it. And I'm like, oh, wait, I'll go back to that later on and bring my credit card to bed with me and plan on shopping, but I don't. I usually fall asleep.
You bring your credit card to bed with you. It's like this.
Yeah.
Come on, honey, let's go. It's time for bed. You grab the credit card.
I'm going to buy all these things I saw on Instagram.
You scoop it up and, tuck it in next to you.
That's where I get most of my stuff ideas from anyway. I mean, there. Because I don't want to go into the stores. Not because of COVID. I just don't want to go into the stores.
My guilty pleasure, it requires using internet for it. I can watch Judge Judy episodes for hours.
Really?
I find it captivating. It's informative. It's entertaining. You ever just listen when she calls someone an idiot?
Yeah, I have to watch her shows again.
It was some guy who and she called him an idiot within like the first 30 seconds of the show. He needed some money, so he went into the kid's piggy bank and took $50 out. And he's like, "Yeah, I pay child support, so I figured it's my money." She goes, "You're an idiot."
You're an idiot. Is she still on? Still record?
No, she I think after like 20 years or something like that, somebody can correct me in the comments. After 20 years, she ended.
Oh.
She ended it. That's it. 20 years. Because otherwise, I think she was going to die next year.
She was good.
Yeah, she was really good.
She was fair.
She was really rich. Really rich. They did an interview in her house, and like they're just walking through like the second garden, and I'm like, wow, you have a second garden?
I don't know if I even had that much money, if I'd want something so big. Like, I feel like I wouldn't want to spend the money on that. I don't even know anymore. Maybe years ago, my younger self might have been like, yeah, I want it all.
I think it depends on the size of family you have and whether they come to visit or not. Because if you have something like big like that and family still lives with you or they stay with you from time to time, you probably want something where family can be there, but you still also have your space.
Yeah. When I retire, I'm going to get one of those tiny houses. Nobody can come. You can come visit for the day, but you got to leave.
You know what's crazy? You ever go to the IKEA over there, right off the turnpike in 1 and 9? Okay. Well, they have this little tiny house, and literally from the living room, you can see all the rooms. And I'm like, this would be fine for me.
I would love it. I would love it.
It was like 1,000 square feet total, and it was like bathroom, living room, kitchen, bedroom, 1,000 square feet. And I was like, this is all I need.
Yeah, I don't want anything big anymore. I don't want stuff. I don't want anything.
But then you have kids and you're like, oh, you need your own rooms. And then they wind up just destroying your living room and they're never in their rooms. And you go, great. Yeah. So glad you guys have your own separate bedrooms when all you do is play in the living room.
Yeah, okay, they feel bad. I feel bad going upstairs and leaving you. I'm like, go.
So since we were talking about stores, I'm going to move one of the topics up. Modell's is going out of business. Have you shopped there yet?
No, not yet, but I've shopped there in the past. But I really don't feel like their selection's that great.
It isn't. It's like the commercial gets into your head. Gotta go to Moe's. Gotta go to Modell's. And you get there, and it's like everything is like up to 70% off. And I'm like, well, these Nike shorts are still $50.
But I feel like Sports Authority was a better store than Modell's. And, when they went out, it was like, wow, Sports Authority.
I never went to any of those stores. I went to Morley's in downtown Jersey City and got anything I needed.
I don't remember. No, I don't remember that store.
It's a store where like the freaking hood dudes sell you the sneakers for like $100 more than they're supposed to be sold for, and they'll sell them early. I stopped messing with them.
Well, we used to get our sneakers from a store downtown. It was a little mom and pop shop. So I'm talking about when I was younger. Like,
is it on West Side?
No. That's Imperial Shoes or something like that.
Yeah, that was Imperial Shoes. My son got his first pair of shoes from there.
I used to get my school shoes there. So my parents has places to get their certain things. So downtown would be the sneaker shop, and it was like this little hole in the wall store, and all the sneakers. But that was before the malls. That was before Modell's and stuff like that. And my thing was I wanted a yellow pair of high top Reebok. And I wanted them so bad that I got a size bigger than what I was, and I stuffed the front with tissues, and I wore them maybe twice.
I used to judge any girl that wore Reeboks.
You judge people, huh?
I do, like silently in my head. It was like girls who wore Reeboks were just like, ugh. especially like those 5411s that like creased really bad and they had like the two straps on the side. I'm gonna have to. I'll make sure I'll post it in the video. But it seemed like all the dirty girls in school had those sneakers in multiple different colors. It's like, why do you need a pair of purple sneakers?
I like Reeboks. Like a classic boy pair.
If I'm not getting a pair of the Iversons, there's no reason for me to wear Reeboks.
What are the
Period.
Iverson? Are they Reebok?
Yeah, Allen Iverson, my favorite basketball player. He signed with Reebok, and he had like a few pairs of sneakers. That's when they were going for the black demographic, and then they stopped after him.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if they stopped or not, but I haven't seen anyone wear Reeboks in quite some time. That's when they had Shaq, they had Iverson, and then that was it.
We got to talk about Shaq on our next podcast.
Why? What about what's going on with Shaq?
Have you seen his show?
He has his own, like he does his own show.
Yeah, it's like a reality show. Oh my God, it's great.
I know his wife, Shawnee O'Neal. She had like a reality show. I think she started like a reality show. I think it was called Basketball Wives.
No,
and
his called Shaq.
It's called Shaq. What is he doing? Just like eating Big Macs and just chilling?
No, it talks about the whole Papa John debacle that happened when he signed on with them, and he got a lot of hate mail.
Papa John is the classic example of you put your foot in your mouth. Because Papa John's, they were like at one point a couple years ago, they were like all over the place. You were seeing more Papa John commercials than you saw Pizza Hut, and you saw Domino's, and then they put their foot in their mouths, and then they blamed their bad sales on the NFL and the kneeling percentage, and I think a lot of people who thought they were kind of just neutral just went, nah, I'm cool, Papa, and then he actually stepped down. That guy, the Papa John.
Yeah, but Shaquille O'Neal, he became like the head sponsor, I guess, whatever they call it.
Oh, like the spokesperson.
Spokesperson, yeah. But he goes into like a special sneaker store, to get his sneakers made or whatever. And there was a mom and a son in there, and he starts talking to the kid, and he's like, "What sneakers do you want?" And he starts pointing them out. And meanwhile, Shaquille O'Neal spends he just dropped like 20 grand, like 4 pairs of shoes. He goes, "Oh, add two of these sneakers for this kid here too." So I don't know. It was good. It's good. And then he goes on to how he DJs.
The last time I saw a reality show was a while ago.
It was pretty good. You should catch it.
I don't have cable.
Electric dance music, nonetheless. You got to see him bopping his head.
Shaq always thinks he can dance. He always thinks he can dance.
He was pretty funny. This is during quarantine, so it was like, well, we're gonna just watch this. So it's like aired in March.
So Erica, guess what I have done?
What have you done?
I finally delivered for DoorDash.
Oh yeah, so tell us more about that.
So first and foremost,
how did you decide DoorDash versus Uber Eats?
Well, so I'll tell you that. So I signed up for DoorDash and Uber Eats at the same exact time. Mm-hmm. DoorDash accepted me within like a good 4 hours. Within 4 hours, the whole process was done. Uber Eats just accepted me 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it took them about 3 weeks to get through my background check and everything. It seemed like they're a bit more secure with DoorDash. So from delivering, I've been looking at YouTube videos, tips and tricks on how to get the most bang out of your buck. So I'm consistently making about $20 an hour.
Oh, wow.
Delivering food.
That's so cool. So how does that work?
Okay, so you have the app on your phone, and this is why I miss the home button so much, because you got to navigate between the DoorDash app and the Google, not Google Maps, but the Apple Maps. You got to navigate in between them, and you also get notifications when you get new orders. So when you don't have that home button, sometimes you're trying to scroll up and you're on the phone with a customer as well to kind of bring back another menu, and the phone won't do it. But long story short, you get a message that says new order from, and I'll go, new order from Chick-fil-A. By the way, Chick-fil-A is the most overrated restaurant I've ever gone to in my life. You have to see it. They have people out there like air traffic controllers
I know.
directing traffic for the freaking drive-through.
Yes.
Like people have the
They
little orange,
do.
they have the orange lights and they're directing you on which way to go. It's ridiculous for a
But
spicy chicken sandwich.
that's how it is on McDonald's on Communiport Avenue. They got people standing outside. They come up and they take your card and they go put, process it, come back, and then they tell you go to the next window and they bring your food out.
It's ridiculous. It's a bit ridiculous. It's a bit ridiculous. The only thing I do have to say, because I hate going to Chick-fil-A's and I do DoorDash, but I have to say the people who kind of bring you your food are always really nice. It's like
So
Disney World there. If you're not nice, you got to get out.
the one I go to is there's no drive-through; it's curbside. So you pull into a spot and then you got to put your number in, and then they come out with a whole container of food and bag and with your bag in with your food in it and the drinks and everything. And then they come over to your car and they hand it to you.
I do have to say the lemonade is really good.
I haven't had that.
I don't understand you. You go to Chick-fil-A, you don't get the chicken sandwiches. I get the chicken wrap. Nobody gets the chicken wrap from Chick-fil-A. And then your kids order the salads. Who goes to Chick-fil-A for the salads with nuggets on the side? What's wrong with you?
I love their waffle fries.
Their fries overrated. If I'm going to get fries, I either want Popeye's fries or Checkers fries. They have the
Uh,
best fries. I'll even go with Arby's fries.
I haven't been to a Checkers in years and Arby's. Yeah.
And Checkers has the best spicy chicken sandwich, by the way.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
You're not going
But
to check it out. You're going to say, I have to check it out. You're not going to check it out.
probably not.
Like,
Unless I DoorDash it.
my stomach hurts. It's too spicy. But
Get through with
getting
fight.
getting back to the DoorDash. So for anyone who's using DoorDash, please make sure you tip your dasher because we know whether or not we're gonna get tipped or not before we take the order most times. So sometimes what'll come up is they'll say, "Hey, deliver this food from Chick-fil-A to this location, and you'll get $9." So right away it's okay. That's $9 for one delivery. Cool. And then before you know it, you're in Irvington.
That's why it's $9.
Yeah.
But they're tipping you $9.
No, they're not tipping you $9. DoorDash is paying you $9.
Oh.
And then you'll get there. You don't know whether or not you got tipped technically until after you deliver the food. After you confirm that you delivered the food, and sometimes it's you got to hand it directly to the customer, or sometimes because of contactless delivery, you can take a picture of it of where you
Yeah.
left it, and then after you take the picture of it and you send it and you confirm it, they'll say DoorDash pay, and then whatever that is, and then they'll say customer tip, and then
Oh,
whatever that is. I don't think you know what? No, I've gotten tipped out of maybe 10 deliveries to Irvington. I've gotten tipped one time.
really?
One time. And the girl handed me $2 cash.
Oh, man.
Just one time. And I'm like, I came all the way from over here to get this food. But DoorDash, they gave me enough money that I was willing to take the delivery before that. But sometimes you'll get an order for $3.50. Nah, I'm not that hard up. Sorry.
What's that tip? Probably
No, that
nothing.
means that DoorDash is paying you to deliver the food and you're not getting tipped. So I've gotten to the point where I only take orders that are minimum $6 to $7.
So you have a strategic plan.
Yes, because once you accept the order, you're not gonna get another order until that delivery is done. So you just gotta start denying the low orders. So if you want your food delivered fast, make sure you're tipping. Otherwise, you're gonna have people that are just gonna deny the tip. And
Yeah, I do. I usually tip the 20% or whatever.
I just go in. I usually do about $3-4.
Yeah, but what are their fees? Their fees are, see, that's where they get you on the fees.
Well, the fees go into paying the driver.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't tip the driver still gets paid.
Okay.
So
That makes sense.
that's where some of the fees go. So they keep some fees, and the driver gets the other portion of the fees to make sure that they have something to pay them with. Otherwise, it's just you're ordering at cost, and then the company isn't making any money. You
My
know,
lady doesn't want to go out and buy food or pick it up. I'll tip them whatever. I'm good like that. They can come and deliver it.
Sometimes because nobody likes to go to Irvington, they'll send me a Chick-fil-A order for like $3.50, and I'll deny it. And then every time you decline the order, you have to say why you're declining it. And I'll put the order is too small. They'll send me the same exact order with a higher amount the next time.
So the person adds more stuff to the order?
No, I think DoorDash just pays you more if you
Oh,
deny it because the money is too low.
wow. Now, what would be a reason for not, other than, okay, what would be a reason for not tipping your DoorDash person or for giving them a bad rating?
A bad rating? I don't know. I mean, if you get there like super late, possibly, but a lot of the times, like the restaurant doesn't have the food ready.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wouldn't blame it on the like. So I did DoorDash for McDonald's once, and 2 items were missing. And McDonald's said take it up with the DoorDash people, and I said no. I talked to the manager,
Oh,
Aaron, and I said no. It's not your. The bags came stapled shut.
yeah.
The receipt on them. It's not DoorDash's job to go in and check that all the stuff is there.
They tell you not to. They say the bag is sealed. Don't go in the bag.
So how can I go to them? But the credit has to come from them.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, you just go into the app and say that you were missing stuff.
But that's not fair to DoorDash.
Well, no. The driver still gets the same tip.
Okay, but I don't know. I'd be like, oh, what do they think? I stole it out of the bag and ate their food?
Well,
You know what I mean?
They don't actually check.
They're not so. I wouldn't check either if I was delivering food.
No, I'm talking about DoorDash. As far as like if you complain and just say you were missing something, it's just oh well. Just say you didn't get it, and then they'll just credit your account.
Wow. So I complained enough. McDonald's sent me some coupons too. Twitter.
You are so awesome.
Because it was their fault. They're packing the bag. It's not the driver's fault. They want to pin it on the driver.
You should just be a professional complainer because you know how to get free stuff and then sell the coupons.
Look, I don't do it often. I'm just saying, like they piss me off. If they said, we're sorry, but you did order through DoorDash, you need to take it up with them. They would just like, no.
Look at you. All you wanted was an apology.
Yeah. Well, like admit that your people made a mistake. Like I gave you the name of the person that's supposed to check the bag. Go ask them if they did it. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, there's a double cheeseburger just sitting around somewhere. They made it.
Yeah, So I was like, no, I don't think DoorDash should be responsible.
Well, speaking of complaining, I heard you had a Best Buy story.
Oh my God, I'm still waiting for my fridge. So I would never order an appliance online, but I don't want to go out anymore. I'm becoming like a hermit. This COVID thing is killing me. Just because I'm just too lazy to get up and go out and like go to stores. So I need a new fridge, and the requirements are very specific because the space is limited. So I have to be careful when I order. So I made sure that I measured everything. I watched a video, how to measure, and
Wait, you watched a video how to measure? We teach second graders how to measure.
Yeah, but then we get into fourths and eighths and stuff. And I'm just like, round it up.
You can't round it up. If anything, round down.
So I measured. So right now I have a side-by-side with a water system that doesn't work anymore, an ice maker, that crushes ice. It doesn't work anymore. So I don't need any bells and whistles. So I find a fridge. It's a regular top freezer, bottom fridge, standard, old school fridge.
No, if you're gonna go get a new fridge, Erica, you gotta switch it up a little bit. The freezer's at the bottom now.
No, because you know what? When you pull a drawer out and it's too packed, the stuff falls behind it. Then how do you get it out?
Never thought of that.
Yeah, so I could just
see that. Or just don't overpack it.
Or, all the stuff on the bottom gets freezer burn because I haven't used it in 10 years because I never looked to take out the stuff on the top to dig deep. If I can't see it in front of me, I don't want to know it. So I ordered the fridge from Best Buy. Home Depot didn't have it until August. My fridge it's on its last leg. It's over 10 years old. So I said, oh, Best Buy has it. Great. I order it. I order the water line system because it says these are the parts you need. I click and click and click and click. So anyway, the delivery guys are supposed to come Wednesday. What was yesterday? Thursday, Wednesday. And you get a text message. They have window times from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. I get a text. They're coming at 11. So the men come in. And he pulls the fridge out. My fridge is completely empty. Most of it's in my refrigerator in the garage, which is not a true garage refrigerator. So the stuff, when it gets hot out, the refrigerator starts to shut down.
Wait, there's a garage refrigerator?
Yeah, they have refrigerators specific for a garage.
Look at the wealth. There are specific refrigerators for the garage. I've only known of two refrigerators my whole life: the regular refrigerator and the mini fridge. Now there's garage refrigerators.
There's one either, but I guess because of the humidity and stuff. So if you have a garage and you want to put a fridge in, you got to get that kind of refrigerator. But I just have a regular old refrigerator out there, so which leaks. So they come and, open up the door. The guy comes in automatically. He's like, oh, no, we can't do this. And I was like, what do you mean you can't do this? He's like, where's the shut off? We got to shut the water off. So he opens up the underneath the sink. And I said, no, my water shut off is downstairs, the main water shut off to the house. So I find that. I had to find it. I shut it off. And I'm thinking, okay, this is fine. And he comes up. He's already on the phone with his boss. They're telling him, no, you can't do it. But they're not explaining to me why they can't put this fridge in. So he goes, you need a plumber. I said, I need a plumber to hook the fridge up? And he says, yes, but I figured it all out on my own after the fact. So long story short, I said, you know what? I'll call a plumber. Just bring in my fridge. And he goes, okay. And they were supposed to remove the old fridge. I said, forget it. I'll do it on my own.
No, let them take the old fridge.
No, if they weren't installing the new fridge, they weren't taking the old one.
Oh.
So I had no idea why I needed a plumber. So anyway, they go outside. My sister needs to leave. She goes, can you please move? I have to pull out of the driveway. Sure. And as I'm coming back in my house to, make room for the new fridge that's going to sit in my living room for like 2 or 3 days for when I need to call a plumber, I go back outside. They're gone. So my sister calls me. She's like, yeah, I'm chasing them down. They left. She pulls over at a stoplight, gets out of the truck. They look at her. They're laughing at her. And they roll down the window. She goes, where you going? They go, no, we're done there. We're done. We can't waste any more time there. And my sister's like, well, just leave the fridge. No, we can't. So.
Why can't they leave the fridge?
Well, because after the fact, I found out that they wrote on their paperwork that I refused the delivery.
But you didn't refuse the delivery.
I didn't. So then she followed them again, and they were going to the bagel shop. She goes, you're not going to another delivery. You're going to the bagel store.
Oh, your sister's a Karen for real.
They're like, no, we have another delivery. They spent half an hour at my house. She goes, but after this delivery, you go back. No, we're not going back. She needs to call. So that's when I just, lost my bonkers, nuts. So if anyone my way the day before, they were getting my wrath. So after hours trying to get in touch with people, getting hung up on, trying to get calls back, the lady finds out that they said that I refused the delivery and that my copper piping was corroded, which it's not, and they weren't able to hook it up. So we called Best Buy in West Patterson, which is not West Patterson anymore. I forget what they call themselves now. And the gentleman on the phone says, you can hook it up yourself. Just take the plastic tubing that you already have and just throw it into the new fridge.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, so I think because they thought they had to put a new water line in, because I bought the little accessory piece for it, that they thought they were putting the water line in. And I don't have that kind of water line. Mine goes through the basement. So that's where the disconnect was. It was a language barrier issue. There it is. I couldn't understand them. They couldn't explain it to me.
But you both spoke English.
They did not speak English. They spoke broken English. So, and the one gentleman, which is like, he was like waving his hand, like he just wanted to get out of my house. Because at this point I was like seeing red. I threw the wrench in the basement floor. You had to see sparks fly all over.
I would have loved to.
So the gentleman in Best Buy, John, he hooked me up. He got the delivery to come today because the warehouse couldn't. I mean, they're not here yet, but the plan is I'm going to remove my fridge myself and put it right near the front door. And then they could bring the old one in, and there you go. They did half their job for them, and I'm getting my money back. I'm going to itemize everything in my refrigerator that went bad and give it to Best Buy. I can give it to Best Buy so I can get my credit.
Are you gonna go on Twitter and at them?
I am, and I'm going to write a letter to corporate. Yes.
What are you reading, Erica?
I am reading The Wife Between Us by.
That sounds like something that my wife has already read.
I think so. I think you've mentioned it. Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. So,
Are you reading it or are you doing the audiobook?
I'm doing audio. I
don't know if I can get with it with the audiobook.
I can't read anymore these days. I just can't focus.
I love reading right before bed. I can't get with the only time I really tried to do an audiobook was when I did the Kevin Hart book, because I read the Kevin Hart book. This is when I was like, I want to be a comedian and I wanted to see what he had to go through, and he suffered for 10 years practically before he hit his break. I'm like, I'm not trying to do anything for 10 years before I hit my break. Sorry, but in his audiobook, I don't even think he was reading it, because the words didn't match up. All of a sudden, he just go into character, and I'm like, wait a minute, you skipped a couple words.
Oh.
Like, he just go into character. I mean, it was a decent book.
I feel like I can focus more being read to.
Being read to.
I think if I were to read, I wouldn't get that far.
You would survive really well in today's school, because we read everything to these kids.
Yeah, I was more of a visual learner, so it's odd that I can do this, but sometimes I mostly listen in the car. Like, it has to be while I'm driving. Like, I can't just sit here and start listening to my book, because there's so many other things that need to get done. So it's a good book because it's about a marriage and betrayal. I'm sure there's some sort of twist, murder, thriller. So it was on my wish list, and it finally came available. So here, I'll listen to it.
It became available? How does that happen? It's an audiobook.
Yeah, well, they only have so many, I guess. I do it through the library.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. I do it through my local library. So they only have so many copies available. You got to wait, put them on hold. So if you put something on hold, if you're the next one in line, automatically they download for you.
That would piss me off. If I was waiting for like an audiobook and it's been like 2 weeks, just hurry up and listen. What's taking so long? You're not even turning the pages.
The self-help books are good to listen to.
I have trouble. I can read a nonfiction book like it's nothing. The moment I can read a fiction book like it's nothing. The moment it's self-help, nonfiction, and I feel like someone's actually writing it the way that they're speaking, I'm like, oh boy, I'm being lectured to. Like, it took me a really long time to get through the 50 Cent book, and not because it wasn't a good book. I mean, it was very motivational, but I just felt like he was talking to me.
Yeah, and like you need to be like taking notes or something.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Mr. Cent.
What are you reading?
I'm reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. She's the person who wrote the Hunger Games book, and this is a prequel that takes, I just started reading it. It takes the perspective of Snow, the main antagonist of the other three books, when he wasn't all powerful, and he wasn't the man yet. He was poor, and the rebels were like, I guess, surrounding the city. It happens before the Hunger Games.
I see. I was never into the Hunger Games.
It's a good book. I've said it before. Some of the video games that are out now came from that book series. So any of those battle royale games where you're one of 100 and you have to kill everybody else or last to be the last person in order to win from 100 different players, that came from that idea.
That's going to be our future, probably. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, the Darwin Olympics.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The Darwin Olympics. Whenever you see someone just do something really stupid, you go, yeah, that's That's the Darwin Olympics, just weeding them out, weeding out the idiots. So
Oh,
before we end it, I want to talk about Jada Pinkett and her entanglement
I know. I had to look that up.
before we go into a this or that. So I'm
Oh,
pretty sure most of the people have already heard by now. One of the singers, August Alsina, alluded to the fact that he was in a relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife, and I guess they did a red table talk on her YouTube channel where she kind of confirmed it without being graphic, but she
but
confirmed.
she confirmed it to the public, but Will Smith had already known.
Yeah, he knew already. Like,
Yeah, because when I saw it, it just seemed like, they were like, it was like, like a joking banter between them. I don't know. It was weird.
he
It
cried
was
in the shower.
like, you think so?
I he's a different type of man to know that, and this will get into all this and that. He's a different type of man to know that your wife was like emotionally and physically with another person. Like, it's not just like it was he just came over and provided a service and then left. This was, they're probably in the bed cuddling, pillow talking, just telling each other about life. I look at Jada as like she took him in like a damaged bird because they stressed how, when he came over, we really took a liking to him because he was sick, he wasn't doing well. And then is it true that women like damaged men?
I don't know. I don't know. It could be. I mean, I think it's the thing about, I have a friend who
Tell the business.
who I feel is like that. And it was more or less like, I don't want to call it a power trip, but she was definitely better off than he was. And I think that was like something she could always hold over him.
Yeah.
Like, I made you who you are, even to this day. Like, remember where you came from. I made you who you are. And I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be taking care of somebody else.
So I know men do it. They call them Captain Save a Hose.
Captain
And
Save
what they'll
Rose.
do is they'll take like some unfortunate girl who maybe is falling on hard times, baby father isn't treating her right, and maybe pay a phone bill, buy the kids some sneakers, and try to assimilate her into his life with the knowing of you probably can't do better than me. So
Mm-hmm.
you take this broken person and you fix them up, and then like they'll owe you the loyalty forever. So
But
I
who
wonder how much of that was in this relationship.
you think for Jada, thinking this kid owed her? Wait, but wasn't he like her son's age or something, or close to it?
I'm not sure. I know that the son introduced them to each other,
Oh,
but I mean they were also in the music industry. So the music industry is weird. It's just we kind of just know each other through whatever avenues, and it's like, hey, let's just hang out, let's make a song together, and then before you know it, we're friends or fake friends.
so in a sense, then we can surmise that Jada wasn't getting what she needed from Will.
Well, I think they were on a break. They were probably having their issues because in marriages you have your issues, and I guess they felt that they were done,
Hmm.
and I guess they were trying to just move on, and then I guess that happened. But then they made back up apparently.
That happens too. I mean, I guess.
Well, my favorite person, Judge Judy, she got divorced from her husband and then married him a second time.
Oh, okay.
So I mean,
That
it's common.
yeah, can happen.
And they,
Depends what the reason is in the beginning. Like, was there cheating with Jada and Will prior for their separation, or just
who knows? I mean, they're probably not going to tell everybody their business as far as what really went down. They're
yeah,
probably only speaking about this because it's out and they got to get ahead of it.
yeah? And then she calls it an entanglement.
Yeah, she said she got entangled, like she was swimming and then seaweed grabbed against your leg and you're
Yeah,
entangled with the seaweed. Like you
you
didn't
know,
want to touch the seaweed; it entangled itself on you.
you're a grown woman. You don't know how to get out of that. Figure it out.
I think that
So
there was
that,
a physical
and
and emotional connection with them.
that's why I have no sympathy for that. Will should leave her.
No, that's not how things can get resolved.
There's no
No.
result.
Hmm?
She's gonna walk saying I was in an entanglement. No, you weren't. You knew what you were doing.
So what do you think? Will should start over
I don't know.
and date some young girl who probably wants a family?
No,
He
but
already has a family, and I can't give you a family, and I don't want to raise a kid again. I don't want to start with a 2-year-old.
he could be on his own. He's got enough money. He could buy some girls for his one night stands.
Well, that's my theory behind Will. I think that they both did their own things, and I think he probably went more down that avenue. I mean, this is all hypothetical and allegedly. Don't have Will Smith sue me. But
But
I
I read
think that's why you haven't heard anybody come out and say that I was with Will.
yeah. But I mean, I read another book. It was a woman wrote it about her life, and she was having issues with turning 40 or whatever, and she came up with the decision that she wanted to have an open marriage. So she presented it to her husband, and they never acted on it, but she just liked the idea that they both agreed that they can have an open marriage, and neither one has acted upon it yet. And I think that she said that's more than anything, knowing that he trusts me enough to have this conversation where, like, maybe we should consider having an open marriage. And if you find somebody, we have to be approving of them, and it's just going to be that, just somebody to like go off with, and then you come back to your marriage. But she said what really sealed the deal for her was the fact that he was able to have this conversation openly with her and not get mad and not accuse her of cheating and not accuse her of not loving him, because she did. But I think she said that's what made their marriage even stronger. Communication is big. You have to communicate about anything and everything.
I read a book similar to that, and it's probably one of my favorite books. And of course, I forgot to mention it. It's a book called The Arrangement, where
Yeah.
you ever read that book?
No, but you've spoken about it to
Okay.
me at least. I don't know on here, but
Yeah, it's a book called The Arrangement. If you get a chance, check it out. It's a married couple, and they have like another couple who's married, and they said the best thing that ever happened to their relationship was that they both had side people, like side pieces. Someone I guess they can just live out fantasies with,
yeah,
but they stayed married. And the husband and wife say, well, okay, well, let's try. And then it just goes about how they thought that this really good thing turned out to not be a really good thing, because what the guy was getting from the girl physically, the wife started getting emotionally attached to the other guy. And then once she became emotionally attached to the other guy, she started to veer away from their actual marriage.
yeah.
So,
I think there have to be boundaries.
so that leads into our final topic, Erica. This or that? What
This
is
or that.
worse, emotional cheating or physical cheating?
I'm gonna go with emotional.
Why?
Just like what we just discussed. I mean, it's more than just physical. Like, you can go off and be with somebody and never be with that person again, and just say it meant nothing. Once there's like that tug at your heart, where all of a sudden you start feeling something, then how do you reconcile those feelings that you have for someone else and for the person you've been married to for years? Then you start comparing. And that's where it becomes an entanglement. Like, I just feel like, then you start saying, well, this person offers me more, not just physically, but emotionally. And back to my thing about communication, like, this is why you need to have open communication, because when you're not getting something, you need to be able to tell your partner about it and not have your partner get upset. Like, they need to be open-minded to hear it. You're not chastising them for not giving you what you want, but if you're telling them, they should be accepting of it and decide, yeah, well, I can do this for you. Let me try. So I think emotional cheating is far worse, because I think it leads to wanting to be in a relationship with that person and leaving your spouse or your partner or whatever.
I think this is one of the first times we actually agree. I think emotional cheating is probably worse, because the emotional cheating is what is going to keep you up at night thinking about the other person and what they're doing, and you feel that emotion and you want to feel it more.
And I also think too, like, physical cheating, it can happen on the spur of the moment. You could have been out partying and things just happen. You're not in the right frame of mind. Emotional is more like, I think that'll happens before there's physical interaction. So now you're sneaking away to talk to this person on the phone, or you're sending cute little text messages. You're creating a bond before the physical even happens. That's how I see it. I don't know, but who am I? I'm not an expert.
Are there any expert emotional cheaters out there? Comment down below.
I don't know. I probably could forgive, like, oh man, I messed up. I did this, but the person means nothing. And look at that movie. What is it? Fatal Attraction?
Yeah.
Like, he wanted nothing to do with her. She was emotionally attached. But
yeah, I guess that's true.
And then you got the emotional aspect, where now they're thinking with their heart rather than their minds.
We're gonna get married and have a family. He's gonna leave her.
Yeah. Whereas physical, it's like, hey, I'm done. I'm going home, and that's it. And maybe some people are okay with that. Like I said, there's open marriages where, you can go off and do your thing, but you need to come home.
I've heard of exclusive swingers clubs, too.
Oh, they have it here where I live.
That's crazy.
I don't, I don't know.
You're going to go.
I'm like, who are they?
You're going to go over there and hang out with Jonathan and then slide in the bed with me later? No, thank you.
Oh, my God. No. That's gross. I couldn't.
Hey, you smell different. What is that? Axe? You're wearing Axe body spray? Kilo?
I think for emotional, it involves a whole lot more. I think anybody can be physical with somebody and not give a crap. Right? It happens.
Yeah, very true.
So, I don't know. We take Ozark. That was emotional cheating.
Yeah, it was. If you ever seen Ozark, she was emotionally attacked. She was going to leave her husband.
Yes, and he could never get over that. And even when he did what he did to her in bed, and she was like, why did you do that? And he's like, I thought you'd like it. Because he knew what the other guy was doing to her, but it was okay for the other guy to do it because she was emotionally attached.
I feel like it's harder to compete when the attachment is emotional. Because when it's physical, you can just try to just out-physical somebody.
Yeah.
But when it's emotional, there's not much you can really do if you're meeting the person somewhere else that's in the back of their mind or in their brain or in a place that you've never discovered from a person. So when things get emotional and you're talking about, I don't know, the northern lights and what the colors represent, and then that person's really into it, and it's like, oh my gosh, do you see the hand inside the clouds and all this silly stuff?
And then that's when the sparks start to fly. And usually that's how most of the cheating starts out. Unless you're just a habitual cheater and you just want to go out and, find random people to go cheat on, to go do things with. Then come home and be like, baby, it's okay. I still love you.
Love you.
I need to have that on the side.
Well, that was going to be my topic. I was going to say, would you rather love someone or trust someone? That was going to be my this or that. What's more important, love or trust? But we're not talking about it now in case we ever discuss it.
That's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our episode this week. Sorry, we went a little longer than we wanted to, but Erica and I hadn't spoken in a while, and we wanted to get some of these topics out. So make sure you tune in next week for our top 3, our next this or that, and comment some things that you want us to touch on in future episodes. I'll give you the last word, Erica.
I'm all distracted. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking of
she's waiting for her fridge.
I'm waiting for my fridge. So look forward to our next podcast. Because now we got to write that one down. Make sure we talk about that.
Love or trust?
Love or trust. That's a good one.
Got it.
I like that one.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care and see you next time.
Okay, bye.